Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Did you unplug it?
What about now?
Oh,
All right, tell me when.
well, you can tell me
Oh,
Recording
tight.
in progress.
I'll tell you when you're ready. Fill the space.
What it do? What it do? What it do? It is your boy Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggy. Talk shit or get off the pod, episode 209. Sexy, can I save Ray J? Welcome, motherfuckers. Dude, this news, you know. Oh, Ray J.
I mean, we'll get into that. Don't spoil it. But yes, God save Ray J.
Yikes.
Maybe. Oh, okay. I'm digging the AI art. Touche.
Oh, the cover art for the audio?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I sent the
It's
one you sent me to um my marketing guy for work, and he's like, "Hell yeah!"
oh for
I took credit for it. I was
I
like, "Oh,
figured you would. I
yeah." I
figured
was
you
like, "Look
would.
what I made," and he's like, "Dude, that's really good." It's like, thanks.
That's exactly what I thought when I sent it. I was like, just go be like, yeah.
Because they do that. Like, there's times where they'll use AI to create like quick ads and stuff.
For the audience, Joseph, for his
Mhm.
company, they had like a opening, and he had like sent me pictures of the opening, and I saw the logo of his company, and just I created like because I'm just constantly creating like fucking images.
You are an AI monster, bro. Like, you might be like, whenever I see an ad and it's like, you need to, learn how to make all your money with AI and like a 2 week course. Like, I think of you like teaching that class because you understand it so well. Um, and like how you, I mean, I guess there's like different platforms you use, each of them for something different. So it's like really intricate, actually. So touche to you, man. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
got
mean,
some
I've
unique
always been
skills.
like on it, like I was like in the AOL chat room. It's like at 8 as the first catfish, and like I was scanning J.C. Penney catalogs trying to catfish women, but
Jesus, that's the
but
craziest thing. When I was 8, I was scanning J.C. Penney catalogs looking to catfish people.
straight up,
That's crazy. How
I
would
I
you
was
get at it?
I was the first catfish, and I want my motherfucking royalties, Neve. I was yeah, dude. I was trying to pretend like I was like a 22-year-old male. That because that's what that's what you do in the chat room. It's like you put your age slash and
ASL, like 22,
yeah,
Chicago.
yep.
Uh,
But anyways, so speaking of which, I've been putting out some feelers for at podcast studios because
mhm.
it's like we've been waiting for like one of the big boys to sign us, and I'm like, well, you know what? Why don't I go to them? And so speaking of AI, I got AI to like um, start modifying my resume to make it like more like I don't include the podcast typically on my resume,
Yeah.
but I did with like with this one, and then I'd have it write me a cover letter specifically for each one of the positions, and I was looking for like producer, but then there was a traffic reporter slash anchor for iHeartRadio out here in LA, and I just was like, fuck it, and I submitted I applied, and they hit me with an email, and gave me a traffic report, but not like written out, just like it was like a graphic, and an Amazon Fresh ad, and like they call it a lockout, which is like your sign out, and I record myself giving the traffic report, the Amazon ad, and then I say, That's KFI in the sky. We get you there faster. Andrew Schultz, like that, or something like that at the end. And then send it into him. So I've been doing it. I haven't finalized it yet, but
Okay, there you go. I could see you being a traffic reporter.
it's so funny. Yeah. It's just so random, but like I was like, because it said also slash anchor, and I
Yeah,
was like, you know, a lot of dudes get their first, it's like weather, like a weather person turned anchor, it's like traffic reporter.
yeah. That's a. I feel like that's a big leap, though. You have to be really accurate with the weather to make the leap from weather to lead anchor. Because it
True,
either
that's
doesn't
true.
matter, right? No one's gonna trust you, so you got to be like batting 1,000. You're like it's gonna rain, and you better hit it all
Right.
the time.
And
Yeah,
like, yeah,
that's
there's
for
you
sure.
have to be like a meteorologist half the time at least. Uh, Whereas like traffic reporter, there's no,
Yeah, you're just like, hey, like,
I
chill
drive
out.
I drive a car.
Yeah. Do you drive?
Right.
Imagine
So I
technology that
I
makes you drive.
uploaded the graphic to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT wrote what like the whole script of what I should say, and then gave me tips. And maybe clip this, and because I will regret it in like 2 years time. But like we were saying like how like these AIs like hype you up, and it's like on purpose to like get you to like want to use it more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I think it actually like if you think about it in the right way, it's kind of motivating. Like because it's like basically like, dude, you qualify for this shit. Like you already
Oh,
got
you
this.
got this.
No,
Yeah,
no, like literally, it's like you already got the podcast voice, because it's like because I'm using a ChatGPT all the time for cover art, and then like sometimes with the therapy questions, and so it like it's aware of the podcast, and then so it just yeah, and it's kind of like uh, I would say like you got to be your own best friend. It's like what would you tell your best friend? That's what you should be telling yourself. Like hype yourself up, be your own hype man.
yeah,
And it's kind of like ChatGPT kind of reminds it's like yeah I do. It's like it gives me like the extra like confidence to like be you know to get to my normal state, which is irrational confidence.
yeah.
That's where I
Yeah,
want to be. That's my
and
homeostasis.
yeah, so that's your terminal velocity.
Right.
I'm free falling, baby. Might as well be flying. I'm falling so
On
fast.
some Tom Petty type shit.
But how have you been, man? Doing good?
Yeah, doing good.
What how is it out in the Cali? It's been cold as fuck here, and we had the snow apocalypse, ice apocalypse, all that crazy
Out in
stuff.
Texas.
Yeah, I mean it just really cleared up today. I mean there were some bad days with the ice, but people are just
Well, there's been some bad days with ice. That's for damn show.
oh well yeah, we'll get into that. Don't even get me started. I mean we missed a week. Apologies everybody, but I did literally was like I can't don't have the courage to like 2 nights ago. Yeah, I mean the ice on the roads, the ice that fell from the sky that's in the roads because the ice is all over the roads too. And people just don't know how to drive. Like I know that in Cali, I'm sure it was beautiful, but fuck, I mean I know it was a little bit chilly, but man, people are just even today. It's all cleared up. It's like 55, 60 degrees outside. It's just water at this point. It's all water. People going 5 miles an hour. And it's like it makes you. I was just like, oh my gosh, they're so stupid. Like the best thing I did was leave Texas, learn how to drive in the snow, and then come back. So if whatever happens, I'm prepared. But the amount of people that don't know what they're doing, and there was a night like a day, like 2 nights where it was pretty bad. And I was just watching like the live feed of like I don't know, like LBJ or something, and people just doing the dumbest stuff, spinning out, crashing into stuff, going too fast, going too slow. It's just like it's kind of pathetic. If people who lived in areas with snow saw how Texas reacts to ice and snow, it's pathetic, dude. It's the most pathetic thing I've
I
ever
mean, that's
seen.
what people say out here whenever it rains, that people in California don't know how to drive.
Yeah, but and that's true. I mean, I guess you could say that about like everywhere's got like, oh, they don't know what they're doing, but it's so bad. Like the world shuts down, shuts the fuck down. Where it's like, oh no, can't do that. Oh
Well,
no, you
at
know.
least you guys didn't have like 80 people die like you did
True.
like a
That's
couple
true.
years ago.
I didn't lose. I lost internet for a little bit, but it stayed, and I didn't lose power. So I don't thank Greg Abbott for that. Fuck Greg Abbott. But um, And they did just approve 10 to 15% increase on all utilities across the board for everybody. So
Oh, that's nice.
everybody's power bills and gas bills are about to go up. Doesn't matter what you do, what you spend now, it's going up.
Well,
It's
that's because I mean we got the data centers coming into West Texas, I'm sure.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean all that fresh water, that water that they like get out of here. I saw some stat where it talks about how much water is used to like cool data centers, and it's like grotesque. Like you
Like
know,
it is actually a lot.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot
Ah,
to keep them
okay.
like cool because they're just constantly running the whole entire time. So they have
Somebody
to.
brought that up to Elon when he was out there, and he's like, have you looked around? He's like, there's water everywhere. What is like stupid like South African-ish
I mean,
accent?
I don't know. I feel like salt water would like corrode it. So I
Not
don't know.
salt water, just there's
Fresh
water. He
water. I
said
don't
there
know.
was. He said there's water everywhere.
Yeah, for the data centers, they keep getting bigger. Lots of wasted water. But yeah, it's been cold as shit. Pretty dumb. What's going on out there? Anything crazy? Or
No, I mean we had the atmospheric river for like forever. We're out of the
yeah,
drought, but now but now we're now it's good. And yeah,
in a surplus of water.
first time in a long time. So guess what? I did confirm that the Trump did fucking release the billions of gallons of water and just flooded a field. Uh, yeah, because he was saying that the fires in the Palisades and Altadena were caused because like we didn't turn a spigot on or something like from the reservoir. So that yeah, that dipshit
But
lost this,
but but
and it didn't even go to California.
did the reservoir refill? That's what I'm.
Yeah, we're good in California, but he did waste all that water, and it went to like a field, like I think in like in Nevada or Arizona.
Oh wow, what a
Yeah,
dumbass.
yeah.
Yeah, stupid, stupid. You want to get into these therapies?
Sure, let's do it. Therapy question number one. Joseph, which one of us do you think would survive the longest in the wilderness?
Definitely me.
Oh, okay.
Definitely me. Hold on 1 second.
Definitely. What are we holding on for? You like pulling up like a Boy Scouts like picture or something?
No, my mic. It's I had the old mic setting on here, so it wasn't loud enough. So I had to fix it. Yeah, I would definitely say me. I think I like my chances to survive in the wild more than you. I think you do okay, but I'm supremely confident in my ability to live in the wilderness for a decent amount of time. What
For
did
what?
you
For
disagree, Mr.
what reason?
California, Cali boy out there lost in the woods?
I was in Boy Scouts. Okay. Listen, I'm the only dude who was in Boy Scouts and an altar boy and didn't get molested that I know about. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
Just literally.
Yeah, I don't know. I spend so much time doing. I know it sounds dumb, but like yard work and excavating and
What
landscaping
the
type
fuck does
shit.
that have to do with living in
That
the
I just
wilderness?
if I had to build a shelter, I like my chances. If I had to build some sort of contraption to catch fish or some shit, like my chances. I'll watch tons of Naked and
I
Afraid.
thought the brothers didn't like camping.
I watch tons of Naked and Afraid. I like my
I,
chances, dude. If I died in the
yeah,
wilderness, it's because
you're naked and afraid.
I'd
I'm
eat some
clothed and
poisonous
not
shit.
afraid.
I'd
Yeah,
eat some poisonous shit that I wouldn't know what it was. I think that's how most people die surviving in the woods. If it's not starvation or like dehydration, which is like kind of goes together, but like either you're gonna slip and fall and die, and you're gonna die by the weather, the extreme conditions wherever you are. But I mean, a lot of people die like eating some wild berries and get sick, make themselves sick. Like that's what I'd be worried about, is eating or bumping into some shit that's gonna get me sick and I don't have medicine, or like breaking my leg or some shit. Because that would suck too if you were stuck in the wilderness and you like broke a
well,
bone. You'd just slowly die.
sucks for you, but I chose doctor, and when we started the Oregon Trail, so broken legs are fixed. You died of malaria, homie.
Scarlet fever, dog. Get it right.
Okay.
You confused me with the other black guy in the wagon. Sorry, outside the wagon. Like they let us inside. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh no, come on.
Yeah, I like my chances, dude. I think I would. I think I'd out survive you for sure. For sure.
The definitely part was just a little much for me. You watched
that
Naked
hurt
in
your
a
that hurt your
well,
feelings.
it just
Definitely.
seemed unnecessary.
Well,
I watched a lot of Alone, where they drop your ass off in the wilderness and you're by yourself. Okay.
well, like the camera crew. Well, I guess you have your cameras, and there's always someone like
Yeah, there's no
close.
camera crew. Yeah,
Whenever the well, no, it's a Naked and Afraid when they're just be like, I
yeah.
can't do it. Like this person's sick, and they just like take them out. That's actually pretty
They'll do
funny.
that on Alone. No, they've done that on Alone where it's like they made the call because they go and they weigh them every like couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, one of the first one I saw, or like one of the early ones I saw, this dude kills like a motherfucking moose, uh, day one, and they had to pull him because there was like no fat on the moose meat. So even though he had all this meat, he was still losing weight, and then yeah, wasn't enough.
There was an episode of Naked and Afraid. It's forever ago. They dropped these motherfuckers in like the hottest place in the world, like all beaches. There's water, but like it's super scalding hot. Like you don't want to be in the sun for too long. There's this RN ER nurse. Whenever they have them on there, they're crazy. Like they
Wait,
think
what?
like
What did you just say?
they had some like RN emergency room nurse, like an RN,
Oh,
like as one of the contestants, and then it was this like pretty fat like Hispanic dude, and he was all vibes. He was super chill. Um, the nurse is psychotic, like crashing out all the time. We need to do this. This dude, okay, he just sits underneath the shaded area, and there's tons of this cactus by him, and he's just like, "Why are you going out in the sun? Like, we have all this cactus. We have to survive like 21 days. We could literally just sit here and eat cactus the whole time and be cool. Like, we're good. What are you doing?" And she is always freaking out. This woman gives herself a heat stroke and gets care flighted out, like passes out on the side of the beach trying to catch fish, being like super crazy. Got like crazy like infected like sunburn thing going on. So they pull her. This dude survives the whole time by himself, living like the Cheshire cat underneath the shaded tree, just eating cactus. Comes back, loses like 60 pounds, and is just like yoked, dude. And ends up winning the whole thing by himself.
I've never seen Naked and Afraid. I didn't even know there was a contest.
Yeah, so it'd be like two people, and if you both survive, like you both win money. Then there's like Naked and Afraid XL, where they'll drop like 15 or 20 people, and they'll be in little groups, and then sometimes they'll group up. It's super toxic, and really funny because they're all just like naked. But they'll be put them, and then they'll make them like travel, or like they'll have to trek to some certain place to an extraction point over time. It's pretty good. It's kind of dumb, but pretty good. I miss a show called Manhunter. Do you remember Manhunter? There was a show where it was a survival show where you'd have to go like, I don't know, 10 miles or something. And they had this crazy guy on a horse, and he would track you. It would be him and another tracker, and they would drop you off at a location, and you'd have to get to a location. Manhunter has no idea where you're going, and he has to like use the elements and use his tracking skills to track these people through the woods and catch them before they get to the extraction point. Best show ever. They'd be running this motherfucker, run up and this lasso people. That's how he'd catch them. He'd lasso these people, dude. It was hilarious.
Does he have to lasso them, or
No,
is
I think
that
he's
just
just a
his
dick.
chosen?
He's
His
just like I
chosen.
can, like he just can.
I mean, I would lasso people if I could too.
He was like serious, like a serious fucking dude. He's like, oh yeah, and like it could be like kind of staged, maybe, but it seemed pretty legit. And Manhunter was great. So shout out Manhunter off the air.
Most dangerous game.
Yeah, I mean, but shelter, food, water. We got to find a spot. That's like the most
I
important
thought
thing.
Manhunter was your like porn search history.
No, no, no.
Ah,
Also, a very good Rockstar video game that's super fucked up. Banned in like half the countries in the world when it came out. Pretty good though.
therapy question number 2. Which one of us do you think would handle being famous better?
Which do you think?
I think that I'd be better at it.
How so?
Um, just because
I'm just curious.
that it just seems like I'd be more about the lifestyle.
Yeah, I think you'd be more into it than I would
Yeah.
probably be. Like, I'd be chill with it. I think I'd handle it well, but I wouldn't. I'm not like chasing that. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd be
To
pretty
me, to me, it's
blasé
just
about it.
it's manifest destiny for me. So to me, it's just like this is probably just what was always going to happen.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
that makes sense. I'd just be like, yeah, okay. But I think you'd either be really good at it or I think it goes two ways. I think you'd be really good at it or you get super fucking wild with it. So you
Right.
could be like Robert Downey Jr. young or like Iron Man Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
But I don't think there's like so it'd go one of two ways. He like like I think like whatever track you started off on, I think it would just like you'd just roll with it. So if you were like, oh, I'm famous, I do crazy shit, I don't think that would stop. I think it'd be hard to draw it back because the people would encourage it.
Right. And this is
And
what I
you're
mean.
irrationally
That's what,
confident, so everybody would
right.
just add to the irrational confidence you already have because then you'd be beloved by everybody. And I think it would just like a supercharger, would just kick it into gear.
I know, and it's perfect for celebrity culture. So, I mean, again,
Yeah,
it's
you
me
would be good. TMZ would love the fuck out of you.
all day.
Yeah, you'd be a big hit. Big lots of hits on TMZ for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my breakup with Amanda Seyfried would be legendary.
Oh, you would do like the interview circuit after a breakup, do all of that, play the sympathy, but then be on Conan and like crack jokes about it. You would play into it very well.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
A little Benny Affleck.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Therapy question number 3. What part of adulthood do you still feel underqualified for?
Ooh, what part of adulthood do I still feel underqualified for? Hmm. I wouldn't say finances or anything like that. I feel like that's most people's. Um, hmm. I guess getting old, if that's even possible. Like getting over the hump of just like I'm just an old man now. Do you know what I'm saying? Not like some midlife crisis shit, but like I'm just an old man. You know, I'm reaching that point.
Speaking of
Like my knee's been
okay,
bothering me
first of
for
all,
like
your name is
2 months.
Old Man Huggy.
It's always been.
How are you underqualified about being an old man?
It's part of the journey. It's part of the process. I think maybe you could be because I'm not there yet, but I know that it's coming, and I don't know if I'm ready for it. Does you know what I'm saying?
No. What do you mean,
Like
like shitting your pants or
no,
something?
like
Dementia?
jokes don't hit. Maybe there's 3 people in the room that get a joke as opposed to 30 now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like any almost
You're
you
saying
reach
your
a
shit is
certain
chopped?
point.
You're saying your shit's chopped?
It can be. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, oh, like that.
You've lost your aura?
No, it's just like the light's not as bright. It's more of like a glow, you know. I think that's when you get older, you glow. You don't like shine as bright all the time. Not with it as much.
Dude, we're not that old. We're not even fucking 40. Your
Yeah,
brain's been developed for
but
14 years.
but we're getting there, man. We're getting old, man. We're getting old.
Slipping, dude.
I played in the
I'm
company
not even
soccer
peaked.
game,
I'm not
played
even
good,
peaked.
and my knee's been bothering me since the game. I didn't even hurt myself. I'm like, damn, my knee's bothering the fuck out of me. This sucks.
Jesus
It's getting old.
Christ.
Just getting old, man. It's
Nah,
coming, dude.
dude.
Yeah. Every day I'm like a new ghost white beard hair, which I'm actually low key excited about because I want a full powdered white beard. That's my ultimate goal is to have like just a solid white beard. Like that's always the coolest. You see the old black guy, and I start wearing suspenders, play checker in like public places where it's like, oh, that's the checkers guy, like So I'm trying to get ready for that. That's what but I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Not chess, checkers.
Yeah, you got to let the kids sit. Then when they get good, then it's like, all right, now we'll play chess, and then you murk them in chess. Or you play dummy, like, oh, I'm not that good. You got to troll. When you get older, you control people in a different way that you can't. You know.
Okay.
You can like pretend to be like, oh, like something. You can pretend to be something that you're not, and people won't pick up on it as much. They'll just overlook you because you're some crazy old man. So you could be completely normal, but act super crazy all the time, and people would just be like, oh, that's a crazy old dude. You know, get off my yard. Like you could just be that guy if you wanted, or you could hang out on your front porch all the time. There's all sorts of cool shit. I don't know if I'm ready for it, but you know, you could. What are you not prepared for?
It's underqualified for adulthood
Or
is the question.
underqualified for adulthood? Because I think
Uh,
we're deep into adulthood.
I think it's like the deep cleaning of like the house, like dusting.
Okay. Thorough cleaning,
I do it because, you know,
but it's begrudgingly. And at some point when
no,
you're
it's
an
not
adult,
begrudgingly. It's like a blind spot for me. I do it because I entertain people, if you will. Uh, and and that's actually what triggered me to start thinking about it. It was just something I wouldn't think about. Like I wouldn't notice the dust.
would you say? Because I have a theory that inherent girls are inherently more messy than guys, especially when it comes to their places. Because like I feel like guys in general try to keep their spaces, your apartment, your dorm, whatever, like fairly clean because you're worried about the perception of being a gross, dirty guy, right?
Well, I think I always feel like my place is clean, except for what I call clean. It's tidy. So it's like my like everything's like put like put away and stuff, but clean like would be like, is am I constantly mopping? Or I don't know, maybe I am. But not but
Constantly mopping, bro. That's all
but
I do
it's
is
more of
mop. You ain't seen nobody mop like me. They call me Swiffer because I've been known to sweep, son. No,
yeah.
no, and I get that, but I mean, but I do feel like, especially like when you're early 20s and stuff, it's like, oh, well, I'm going to the guy's house. So it's like you try to keep your place clean because you're entertaining, but there's not very many girls that entertain people at their house. So I'm saying is that like
I think girls
inherent
are like clutter. They have like clutter.
clutter. Yeah, like
Yeah.
but if we had the same amount of clutter with the same classification of items, it would be considered messy. See what
For
I'm
sure.
saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like if the bathroom, if a guy's bathroom is gross, it's gross. But I've seen a lot of gross bathrooms that are a girl's bathroom as well. But it's not view. It's all like makeup and all sorts of crazy shit, right? But if it was like,
It's usually
shh,
not gross. It's just got a shit ton of shit on it.
well, like I said, the items are different. But if it was like, oh, like you shave, you never wash out your sink. If you do all these things that would amount to the same amount of clutter a girl would have with guy stuff, it would be super gross. So I think guys actively avoid that pitfall because they don't want
Maybe
that.
you and I don't quit saying guys. I think you and I might, but like I
No,
don't
no,
know
I
about.
think no, but I do feel like that in some way. I mean, there's obviously gross dudes out there. There's gross everybody, but I do think in most men, especially at that time of like when you're young, early 20s, and courtship and entertaining, you make an effort to keep your house clean because you don't want it to be dirty. At least that's I've always
That's
been
the
that way.
that's the play away. The
Yeah, but
Yeah,
because you're like, oh, well, they're gonna come over here, so we should like clean up a little bit, even if it's not great. At least it's picked up. You got to pick up real quick before people come over. As we're like, yeah, you can go. Girls don't give a shit if you're coming over or not. They're probably not gonna pick up, and you probably shouldn't say anything about it.
probably definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, don't. That's death wish. Death wish. Death wish.
Yeah. Final therapy question. Therapy question number 4. If your dating history was a case study, what would the conclusion say?
A scientific case study. I have a hypothesis about Andy and his dating life. Let's collect some data. Um, it's been a journey, so probably getting better with time, self-realization. There's things that like I've noticed, especially when I was like younger or serious relationships that I'd been in, where I had like a pattern that wasn't necessarily good for me and like sometimes the type of people that I was with, like personality types or what their expectations were of me, in the sense that I'm susceptible to like, I was raised by like, can be bossed around a little bit. And I didn't realize that until I got older, that it's like, oh no, like I'm constantly dating like women that are super bossy to me, kind of dismissive about my take on stuff. So getting away from that has been healthy for me. So that would be a big case study of like a large portion of my life is like dealing with some like sometimes toxic shit, probably putting up with more than I probably should at times. Like, um, this years ago, there was a time where like I was seeing a girl, we'd been together for a while. I flew in on Valentine's Day to hang out with this person, right? Forgot to pick me up from the airport. Should have been it. If you did that, if I did that, that should have been like, and I didn't like. I was like, listen to the excuses, listens to the apologies, and in that moment, I should have just been like, nah, deuces, but I didn't, and that's probably something where like too patient at times.
And okay.
Because I feel like you got to give patience to get it, but most people don't like too patient at times. Yeah, would probably be it. What about yourself?
I think mine would be the case study would the conclusion would be literally anything is possible. The craziest thing, the coolest thing, the shittiest thing. Like I feel like that I've been on more dates than the average Joe just because I put myself out there more, I think.
Irrationally confident.
Right. And but just the past like since I've been single this time has been fucking insane. Insane. So the case study is like be prepared for anything, dude.
Russian roulette.
Yeah, kind of. For 100% actually. Like I was just saying this to like someone like she's this person I was talking to about my dating history and she was like, "Well, good for you putting yourself back out there." And I was like, yeah, I have no fucking clue why. I was like, this shit is too. And she was telling me that her son, who's like 26, like had just gotten broken up with on his birthday. Uh,
Damn.
yeah, and
That's fucked
he
up.
he didn't come out of his room for a couple days, and then he was like, I'm never ever dating anyone ever again. This shit hurts too much. And I was like, tell him I know exactly what you mean, because it's insane. Like, uh, you know what it's like. How when women give birth, they're like never again. But then there's like some sort of like chemical hormone that like hits their brain like when they see the baby and it makes them like forget of like how terrible the labor was. So that they would have another baby again. I feel like it's like if I truly remembered how bad it was like the breakup, I would never do this.
Yeah, I
Go on a
mean,
date.
I think that true. I mean, I've always said like most dudes start out pretty sweet guys, and then like there's some girl in fourth grade that breaks your heart or some shit like that, and then you like start off on this course of like, is it worth putting myself out there to do this because that one time was embarrassing. I think
I,
everybody's had some experience like that early, and then that's like a catalyst for. So then you got like you can learn a lot about a dude. I think a guy getting his heart broken early is not necessarily a bad thing, but he learns a lot about himself, and then over time you learn how to like process that emotion. So somebody who's if her son's 26 and that's his first serious girlfriend and he breaks up, he's taking that harder at 26 than he would at like 16. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but there's like lingering shit for me. I've noticed
Oh no,
like
definitely.
where I'm like I'm like actively trying to clock it. Like whenever I notice like it's like, oh no, you feel that way because you got like your heart broken,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and that has nothing to do with what's going on in this
Now,
situation.
yeah,
Yeah, but I
but
have to
you're
like
but you're
constantly check
watching
myself.
like the road signs more. You're
Well,
not just
my
driving blindly.
it's like PTSD. It's like my subconscious. Like all of a sudden I'd be getting like similar like feeling, and I'm like, no, 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 this is different. like just but yeah, it's I don't know.
But you can
Uh,
learn, but like how you can learn a lot about like a person with how they process that and go through that stuff and like where they're at in their emotional maturity. Because like some dudes get broken up when they're incels and I hate women forever, and then
well, that's what I was gonna say. It could go left.
and they
Yeah,
never come off that edge,
right.
or like they never leave, or they don't process rejection well, and they're always like pursuing things, and then it doesn't work out. But it's like you got like there's like become an awkwardness to it where it can become isolating. You can allow that to let you isolate yourself. And like not necessarily like day to day, like I never leave my room, but like isolate yourself emotionally, and like being vulnerable, because there is a part of vulnerability that comes with it that not everybody's comfortable with. So if you are and then you lose that, or you have issues with that, that could affect you long term, and doing that later, like you said, PTSD, like, oh, like, well, I don't want to talk about this because I dated a girl and I talked about this and then that didn't go well, or like shared something with somebody and then it was taken the wrong way and now I feel stupid for sharing that, like you could have all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And to your point though, I got my heart broken in eighth grade. So maybe you're right. Maybe because, well, now, because it still hurt as like a motherfucker when I was in my 30s.
No, but you process it better now because you had that moment then, rather than going
Did
through
I?
that
Did
moment.
I process it
Then
better?
yes, because imagine going through that for the first time in your fucking 30s.
It
That
kind of
would be.
felt, I don't know. I
It's
mean,
well, it's different. You're a different person, but you understand yourself. You understand what you're, in some ways, like what you need to do to get over that hump, because you've been there. It might be fresh, new, and it hurts, but you've been there before. So it's not like you're there for the first time. Does that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like whenever somebody
it
is.
felt, I don't know. It kind of felt like it, even though I had been in a relationship, a few years before that for 7 years and that broke up. That was just different.
A good example but different is like somebody who's dated the same person from sixth grade all the way through high school, college, married, kids, that it doesn't work out, they get divorced at 36 and they're dating for the first time. That is so much harder for that person than if they dated from like actually dated from like from when they were in high school into college, learned more about what they want or what they don't want, because then they're trying to find themselves while find their next partner, and that's difficult because they don't know, because they haven't navigated that before.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, or and that could, it's same with like if a guy's in that situation, it'd be the exact same thing where that's more difficult than if you've done it before, and it's even difficult to just get back into it in general. But if that's the first time you're doing it and you're that far down the line, that just adds more pressure to. I mean, yeah, not even because you don't have PTSD. You're almost going into it blind, and you're like, no, like it's like the Fallout show where they're like leaving the vault and they think that the surface level is all honky dory, and they step outside and they're like, holy shit, this is a wasteland and it's crazy. It's like you almost have that shock where it's like, wait, what's that? What's this? Who's that?
Yeah, but I think people get too much of it, in their head about it. It's like think about it too much, and therefore don't pull the trigger as much to go.
No, true. I think that people are
And it's like, dude,
more.
it's so simple, and also, it's like I don't know. To me, it's like, what's the worst that could happen?
That they could say no. There's always some old man that would say that, be like, "Well, if you like her, just ask her out. What's the worst they could
Well, I
say?
mean,
No." And you're like, "Yeah,"
most of it's on the dating app, so it's like, that's what.
and that's also why people don't approach as much in person. Do these things like see articles where it's like guys don't approach women and ask them, because everything is so, um, like physically like detached, that it's all apps, it's all swipes
Yeah.
and
No,
messaging and.
I'll still do that. Like, I was in Chinatown. This is like a while ago. Uh, and I saw this like super hot chick, like all the way on, like, this is a big ass bar, and it's like all the way on the other side of the bar. I grabbed a receipt off the, like, where the register was, and a pen, wrote my name and number down, and then I passed it down the bar, and I had to keep passing it till it got to her, and then she like she reads it, and then I like wave over, and then and then we hung out.
Huh.
Like,
Well, and that's crazy. Is that would almost so? Let's say you go back in time like 25 years, someone would be like, "Oh my god!" As we're now, stuff like that doesn't happen. They'd be like,
That was recently. I mean,
"No,
not
no,
like
no." I'm saying
not recent, but like in the 2020s.
yeah, but I'm saying like that approach doesn't happen very often anymore.
I agree, but that's why it's a superpower. I was like at the poker room one time, and there was two like 21-year-olds sitting. They're like homies, and they're at my table, and I had to give you have to give your phone. My phone has like these like reward points that you get for playing there,
Yeah.
and you can use it to buy food or like I always get like an energy drink and like a water. So I hand him my phone and like to the waitress so she could go scan it, the barcode on it or the QR code, and I'm like, and then when you're done, you can put your number in there. And I like told these kids like I did that, and they're like, "That's what?" And then uh, she comes over. So I'd already done that like a couple weeks before. Same chick comes over, said it to her again, like, and she didn't do it again. Like you said it to her twice. Like they couldn't believe that I like asked her to put her number in my phone once. And then I just made a joke. I'm like, yeah, what do you do? Like, I bet you go on dates with girls and then you guys just like talk to each other through Snapchat while sitting next to each other. And he's like, you're not wrong.
So it's yeah, there's like it's all through some interface system that like the real world is almost like yeah, like that's a rarity to go out there and actually do something like that. I feel, and it's only getting worse and worse with time because everything is just structured around some app, some like resume. Hey, okay, cool. Yep. Oh, you like hiking too? Okay, cool. Like, I got to know all these things about you before
Every girl on the dating app loves to
loves
hike in California, dude.
hiking and
A-
dogs.
And also is looking for emotional intelligence.
Well, hopefully you've been dumped a couple times, so you step into it
Well,
a little bit.
my one of my company, the first company I worked at out of college, did like paid all this money for this other company to come in, and they gave us all these like aptitude tests on our IQ and EQ, and then gave me like an 88-page report like on like my personality and blah 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 blah. Anyways, they brought me in, and I had like everybody in there, like from like all the higher ups in the company, and like everybody from the other company that was working on it. And then they was all looking at me because like I scored so high on my EQ. They spent like an hour and a half going over my report because they were just like impressed with it. So on my resume, I used to, not anymore. Now that I had ChatGPT modify it, um, put a extremely high IQ and EQ. I think I might have told this story before, and I was going to work for this company called Gannett, which is like a newspaper conglomerate. They own the USA Today and like 1,000 other papers. And they had me taking a sales test, and I took it, and the person called me back immediately like, "Oh my God, you scored so high on this test. The CEO wants to meet you." And then I go into the next day. I go to the CEO's office and like start talking to him, and he's like, he has my resume in his hand. He's like, "So on your resume, it says you have a high IQ and EQ." He's like, "I'm just curious. How high? What are the numbers?" And I was like, "Oh, I actually have no idea. It's like in this report I have. Like I could go give it to you." But like, and he was like, "Oh, okay." And I think he was like more impressed that I didn't know the number and that I would just flex that I had a high IQ and EQ.
It's up there.
Yeah,
I have an 88-page document if you want to check it out.
yeah,
See, but that's some old man shit. That's what I'm saying is you'll have that later, and you'll be 65, and you'll be sitting there like, oh yeah, I have a high IQ, a high EQ. I have this report back from 2023. Look, check it out. You don't think I'm full of shit?
well,
Like,
no, I'll take another test. I'm just saying I do have.
no,
I got receipts. I got receipts.
don't disagree. You've
I
always
should
been
go look
very
at that
smart,
report and just
irrationally
check the number.
confident. Not the best decision maker
No,
at times,
but
but you're smart.
but that's just because my frontal lobe has been damaged through hockey and football. Um, so then that's your impulse control.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I don't know if that's true, but no, but seriously, if you're going on Bumble or Hinge and you're going through 8 out of every 10 profiles, emotional intelligence is in the box it says what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So, pro tip. if you put emotional intelligence in your profile, what it does is like
It
it puts like
matches it up. Yeah.
yeah, it says like things you guys can talk about.
Let's talk about how emotionally intelligent we both are.
Yeah.
Oh, people and how they process their emotions. That'd be weird. It's
You
kind
know
of
what is kind
narcissistic
of funny?
conversation.
And it's kind of funny, and I don't think it's that big of a deal, but um, on Bumble, you can connect your Spotify, and at the bottom, it will put all of your top artists that you listen to on Spotify. And on mine, because like typically on my Spotify, I'm listening to like songs, not like albums. And it's like recommended songs by Spotify that I've either liked or that they're just now recommending. So I don't like, I'm not like listening to like a ton of like one artist, but I'm uploading my music all the time, and then I'll like play the song, you know. And so I
So it's
like,
all you are your own favorite artist.
the very number one, yeah. So yeah, but it says Mr. Goody Two Shoes, so it's not like they know that, you know. Except for I did just change the logo, so it is my face
I was
now.
gonna say, did you like rig it so it's like
It used to be like it was like a Banksy style artwork, but I like modified it and made a logo for Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and then I just changed it recently, and it's a picture, I should say. um, but it's my actual face now. But yeah, I mean, to me, it makes sense that I would be the number one because like, but it could look kind of like,
I'm
bro,
emotionally
you
intelligent.
just bump your own music.
I'm emotionally intelligent. I love hiking too, and I am my
I am a
favorite artist.
narcissist.
And I'm my favorite artist. Let's talk about it.
I mean, you better be your own favorite artist because
What if it
you
was what if you found someone that had you were their favorite artist?
that'd be insane.
But you didn't like but it was like you were like, not really my type. Would you still go on a date?
That I mean, that would happen for the podcast for sure if they had that because we actually are like at the Spotify Wrapped. It says how many people's number one podcast we are, and I'll just say it's in the double digits.
Okay.
That's done nothing.
Yeah. No, I mean that's great. I mean, like I said, we've got people that listen to us all over. So
Well, yeah, all over, but to be their number one podcast, that's pretty cool. And it's
yeah.
not just yeah, and it's not like two people. It's not me and like you or whatever. And I don't even know if you even listen to it on
I
Spotify.
don't after we post, I don't even listen to it. I don't rewatch it. I just leave it alone, just move forward. Because then
Yeah.
I just sit there and critique it the whole time. So if I sit there
Well,
and
that's what
listen to it constantly, and then it's a rabbit hole.
the first couple of years I definitely did, and even more than once. Because I was like, especially when we first started, I was like trying to get better and like figure it out, and like I would analyze it. But like that to me, I thought that was healthy.
I mean, it can be. I just know how I am, and you do, especially on Spotify, like the posting, the editing. So I'm just like,
Right.
it's there. I know it's there. That's great. I'd rather
I
just
never watch any of the video or the
exactly.
live
And see,
streams.
I don't watch them. I just leave them be. Someone was asking about it, and I was like, no, like we just record it live. We don't really edit it at all, and we just like stream it. It's not like it's chopped up or we change anything too much. We just kind of do one take, run through it. We record it live. So I just figured, why not? We should just stream it too. I mean, if we had as many listeners as we do, if we had as many stream viewers as we did listeners, we'd probably be doing this full time. But that's not really what we're after. It was just a cool
Mm,
way.
mm.
That would be great. But I'm saying when we started doing this, it was like, hey, it's another medium, so if people want to watch it, they can watch it.
Oh, the live stream. Yeah.
Yeah, the
No,
live
it makes
stream.
sense. And guess what? YouTube is the number one platform for podcasts now, and we were fucking way ahead of that. Everybody now is like doing it. I don't even understand why it took all these podcasts forever to live stream. It's like, you know, you and I are doing it,
Yeah.
and yeah, and these fuckers have like a production budget. It's like you guys are already doing it. You're it's like just fucking turn the cameras on, dude.
Yeah, we were doing this, and I was like, I'm in the process of building a mega computer so I can do creative, fun shit with it. So why not? And that's like right around the time when you were doing the pod. You were a couple episodes in, but that's right around the time when you started doing it. It was like, well, we could just stream the whole thing too. Why the fuck not? That's super easy, and
Yeah.
it's just another way for us to put
But in the
content out
beginning,
there.
before you came around, there was more editing going on with the super producer, but it wasn't like he was editing he was just adding more like transitions and like sound effects and music. So
Yeah, yeah, it was
where it's like
more.
I'll add music like for the intro and the outro, but like other than that.
Yeah, it's just we just talk.
And then when Joseph, occasionally like uses like the word like cracker or something like that, I have to bleep it. Or
Oh, I'm so notorious. So
yeah.
notorious for that. You want to get into these articles?
Do you
Oh,
want to take a
but
shot?
before we get into these fucking articles, I'll talk about two things because I'm pissed and I didn't put anything in it. The last episode was Ice is lame, Ice is stupid, and we just watched Ice kill somebody else, execute somebody. Literally the worst type. Like, if you could create a person that would be the last person you would want to murder in the street on camera, it was the gentleman. It was the nurse that they just murdered.
Well,
No,
pump the brakes, because they're already trying to smear him. They have video of him spitting and kicking a ice vehicle like 10 days
ooh.
before.
I
No, I
watched
agree.
I watched
I
a
know.
video of ICE officers sprinting and assaulting two women, and I watched a guy intervene and try to help her up and keep her from getting attacked by ICE agents. That he was maced in the back of the head,
No, I know.
and then he got
Dude, trust me, I know,
executed.
I know,
I
I
know,
know.
I know, I know. But they've been
But they
trying to
are
smear him since
they are
then.
gonna smear the fuck out of him.
They already are trying, but he is a emergency room RN vet, a VA affairs, like a Veterans Affair intensive care unit nurse, registered gun owner. Like he is, like I'm saying, he is the absolute last person you would want because before. So with the good murder, because that's what it was, which is what we talked about 2 weeks ago on the last episode. It was a murder, but she was divorced. She had a wife. She had
Lesbian. Yeah, yeah.
colored hair. They used any of the things that they could be like, oh, look at this liberal idiot, as a justification for dismissing the murder of that mother, someone's wife that they murdered driving. Like they used every single.
They
She
try
checked.
to other her.
She checked a lot of boxes that group of people would use as a litmus test to dismiss somebody, just to toss them to the side.
Of
But
course.
but this one, absolutely not. Like he is the absolute worst. A gun. Kyle Rittenhouse was like, nah, bro, that ain't cool. Kyle Rittenhouse is an
But
idiot.
and by the way, Cash Patel offered to help Kyle Rittenhouse uh in suing like the people for his prosecution or whatever for taking an assault rifle over state border to a protest.
A
and then and then
minor, a minor
and,
carrying a gun that he purchased illegally, took it across state lines to
and
protect
Cash
someone.
Patel wants to help him out, but then Cash Patel's out here on TV saying don't bring a gun to a protest.
No, you can't do that.
And
Like, no,
meanwhile, they pardoned all these fools with guns at the January 6th fucking protest, aka insurrection. And then, like, my brother just sent me this video, and it's just a laundry list of all of the J6ers who've been rearrested and are in jail now because they're like child molesting and like shooting cops, and like, it's like just a lit like hundreds of these fools.
47% of the people that are involved in ICE carry some sort of, or allegedly have some sort of like criminal charge or law enforcement issue right now. And and you don't know what they range from like serious felonies all the way down to misdemeanors. But there was a large swath of these people, and we talked about it, like Oath Keepers, Proud Boys,
Yeah,
Boogaloo,
I mean,
Bungalow Boys, or whatever the fuck they
they're
call
bringing like
themselves.
ICE brings cameras with them, and films all this like horrific shit that they do, and for social media. And it's like, who do you think, like, the people who are at home, like, who like want to watch those videos, who are like unemployed, who are like, oh wait, I could go work for them,
Fifty thousand dollar,
they have FU money.
$50,000 cash, a bonus if you
Yeah,
sign in with ICE. Like, you can literally go in, apply, and some people get it the same fucking day, which is literally taxpayer dollars.
yeah,
We're giving taxpayer dollars to people that are out there committing heinous acts and are told by Stephen Miller on TV that they're immune. They have immunity. He's like,
absolute
you have
immunity.
immunity. Do whatever you want. You enforce the law. Like, no, it's infuriating, and it's hilarious to watch this whataboutism go on, this smoke and mirror show where I've heard any conservative leaning person that has been shot and killed is gross. I don't agree with it at all. But watching their names thrown around in comparison to what's happened to these two people is absolutely absurd. It's absurd. They're like, well, did Ashley Babbitt deserve to get shot? Yeah, I'm sorry. If you sit there and some federal agent sitting there holding a gun telling me don't bash through this window, and I'm like, I'm gonna hang Mike Pence, and I break a window and climb through it and I get shot. That's like just bad decision making. That's very low critical thinking skills. Like, you're stupid. That's stupid. And she was a vet, and it's crazy.
She was committing a fucking crime.
Exactly. So, and she's destroying government property. She
was attacking the United States of America.
So the same things that she was doing is what they're accusing these protesters
She's
of doing.
literally a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, I know. But a lesbian mom with kids is a domestic terrorist. But whenever she says like, "Hey, we're not mad at you. It's okay."
Well, that's how this is all. That's what I try to tell my mom because she gets caught up in this. It's like, obviously not a domestic terrorist, and the reason why they're saying that's how you know that they know they fucked up, is because of the outrageous lies that they're saying. It's like it can't be like, it's like, why are they saying domestic terrorists when we all know that wasn't it? It's because they know that it's bullshit, and also it's also called like performative lying, where it's like they're lying and they know that we know that they're lying, and it's a way to show power. So it's like they're gonna tell you that they saw the same video that you saw and that something completely different happened, and they know that it's bullshit, that you know that it's bullshit, and they're just gonna do it anyways because they think that they can.
The ICE is the domestic terrorist in this situation. They just they reassigned the guy who was in charge of ICE, the head guy who's in charge of ICE. So
Bovino.
Yeah, who walks around in like
who's on the cover art with the clown makeup on.
Who walks around in an SS coat. Like, what are we talking about? Yes, I see it. I know exactly who it was.
Yeah. It's National Pop Art Day, by the way.
It's either Robert De Niro and fucking Taxi Driver, or it's the Nazi guy trudging around Minnesota, Minneapolis. It's crazy, the whataboutism, and the fact that, like I said, the worst person that they could have murdered. I don't know if you could create a worse person for them to do it, because every single narrative they try to be like, he's going to be a bad person.
When you say worse, you mean like for their cause?
Yeah, like for their cause, and for them to try to sweep it under the rug and make it go away. It
well,
won't.
And you're seeing that because they got rid of Bovino after this. The two, because by the way, he got shot by two dudes.
I think he shot 10 shots.
They took his gun from him and then shot him while he's on the fucking ground.
And that's what I'm saying. The worst person they could do that to, because then it's like, well, he had a gun. Yeah, but you took it from him. So every single time they have an excuse or a reason and why it happened to try to justify it, there is video evidence of the opposite happening. So when
my point is that they got rid of Bovino, and the two officers who shot him are now on leave. So they are
paid administrative leave.
Okay, but my point is that I think there is an acknowledgement that this is not good for them.
Well, this is something people don't know. It's protocol. So it's been since Saturday that this happened. They just got put on administrative leave today. If you're a federal agent and you shoot somebody, you're automatically put on administrative leave for 3 days. So technically, the administrative leave they've been put on has been delayed. They should have been put on that immediately. Because that's just protocol. So we'll see if they're back in the streets in 4 days. They're saying that if they come back, they'll be put on desk duty and they won't be out in the field anymore. I don't fucking believe them. And then, yeah, anybody you automatically have to do a mental health evaluation, and you're put on paid administrative leave for 3 days. So what we're seeing is just like what the rules are. We're not seeing anything that's abnormal, anything that says that they're actually taking it serious. They're just, if it would have been an actual domestic terrorist running around with dynamite strapped to his body and an ICE agent shot him, he would be put on administrative leave for 3 days. He'd have to see a mental health professional. Cops have to go through it too. So it's not like what they're doing is anything extra. They're literally just doing what they have to do based on, it's LSOP, or legal standard operating procedure. So all they're doing is following an LSOP. That's it. So they're not doing anything different. They haven't changed
Yeah,
anything.
well, obviously, but
Yeah, yeah.
well,
But
the
people are like,
difference.
they're on leave. I'm like, yeah, they're supposed to be. They shot somebody.
Well,
That's
that's
how
where
this
we're at.
works.
Well, this is where we're at. Is like when normal shit happens, like that's where we need to. We're surprised.
True, and that's sad. That like that
I agree.
some people will sit there and clap and applaud that these guys are suspended, and I'm like, that's normal. What are we talking about? So they did what they were supposed to do. Crazy. So
Okay,
that's
but that's rare.
I know, and that's what I'm saying is that is unfathomably sad. That like whenever we follow when we are following protocol, is that we've heard that word a lot lately, but when they do follow protocol, we're stunned. Man, we're fucked, bro. We're so screwed. So I mean, we'll see. Now they're talking about like you have a lot of people that are that are turning on Trump. Marjorie Taylor Greene posted that she literally said like, "Hey, you guys," she said something along the lines of like, if when Joe Biden was president, if they grabbed a MAGA supporter, disarmed him, and executed him in the street, how would y'all feel about it? She literally said, "Y'all are being incited into a civil war." That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted. I think it was yesterday or earlier today. Basically being like, they're trying to make you guys.
Well, we already got her. She's already on the good. You know.
Well, I know, but that's crazy that one of like the focal main centerpieces is talking to her supporters who are Trump supporters, saying that they are being incited into a civil war with all this shit. Because if it was the shoe was on the other foot, they'd crash out. They crash out on all this shit, and we are all way too smart. Oh wait, take that. I'd like to think that we are all way too smart to not acknowledge what we actually saw, which was like somebody got murdered in the street. This is the second time. The next thing you know what's going to happen, an ICE agent's going to accidentally shoot another ICE agent. They're going to shoot a cop. They're going to think a cop is an illegal immigrant, and something like that's going to happen. The next step is
Oh
going
no,
to be
I wouldn't want that to happen.
is going to be like a self-inflicted like harm on another agent because they're so untrained. Like it's crazy. If you're a cop, you have to do at least 18 months of training before they'd put you out in the field with a gun. They chopped down the 8 to 5 month training for ICE officers to 47 days as a nod to Donald Trump. That is the corniest shit ever. So we have a bunch of Proud Boys running around with 40 days or less of training with a bunch of taxpayer money in their pocket, walking around with masks, harassing Somalians
Or
outs-
anybody.
outside of a potbelly sandwich. I know I'm just trying to tie as much shit together as I can. It's absolutely wild, and we should all be appalled and disgusted. ICE is just monstrous. What these people are doing is monstrous. And now the finger pointing, they're talking about impeaching Kristi Noem. Stephen Miller's on the rocks right now. Noem and Miller are pointing fingers at each other. She straight up said, I do as I'm directed by the president and by Stephen Miller. So
No, it's true. He is the head of DHS.
No, I know, but she's like, I do what he tells me to do.
No,
Which
I'm
is her
saying
not
that
which is her, yeah,
Stephen Miller is.
I get it, but
legit.
she's supposed to be up there to like take the flag. She's
No,
supposed to be
I
up
get it.
there and take the shit. And now she's saying, "No, I listened to those two guys." She hasn't said that up until now. She's openly admitting killing a dog, like openly been like, "I shot my dog. I shot a puppy." Like she's a monster, and she's now pointing the finger at them, being like, "They told me to do it," because she realized how fucked it is. So it's wild. And then what is it? What did Pam Bondi say? If they give us their voter rolls and their voter information, then we'll leave.
Yeah.
What is that? That's crazy. That is
And
like
I just saw an article an hour
extortion.
before we started recording that the FBI just seized all the votes in Georgia from 2020. They just raided the election commission headquarters or wherever office and just took all of the votes from 2020. Remember Trump was like, find me 11,570 votes. He just went and took them today.
Oh, I'm sure because he's so weird. This whole thing is so weird and bizarre. He is such a weird, bizarre man, to put it lightly. And to see all these people who are obsessed with siphoning power off of this situation, just tolerating it because they're just close to the power. and they think they can maybe replace it, fill that power vacuum when he does leave office. If he does leave office, or
Well, what it is that they would never, ever, 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 ever be close to the jobs that they have
if
unless
it
Trump
wasn't
was.
for him, yeah,
Yeah, and that's what dictators do and mobsters do. They always put like people who are incompetent, who they would never. That's how you get loyalty, is because they would never. It's like Pam Bondi would never sniff even like a district attorney fucking office. Like, and she's the attorney general. Of course
yeah,
she's.
she'd be like a fucking paralegal at some
Well,
divorce family law
she
firm in
was
like
like the attorney
Topeka,
general
Kansas.
of. I think she was the attorney general of Florida or somewhere in
Oh,
Florida.
that's great because we've seen the Attorney General of Florida give sweetheart deals to Jeffrey Epstein. So she replaced
But that was no,
Alex
that was no, that was
Alex Acosta.
that was a district attorney.
Oh, a
Yeah,
district attorney who then became our Secretary of Labor, was it? And then he had to step
yeah,
down because everybody found out he was covering for pedos. That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. So Florida, not the best litmus test.
No, I agree. I agree.
So it's like, but no, it's true. So, but we're seeing that surrounding yourself with this level of incompetence, listening to people that have personal vendettas or axes to grind against certain communities or against certain religious background, ethnic groups, whatever, like sexual orientations. There's people that have these axes to grind personally, and they're in close proximity to the power, and they are using that as a way to do that. Like it's so obvious, it's so blatantly transparent. It's sad that I've seen people that we know. There's not as many on this one as there were last time. A lot of people are pretty quiet. A lot of people are pro-gun. So when you start talking about like, hey, you can't bring your gun to a protest, some of those people paused. The NRA was like, no, that's not true. Like we might be watching the unraveling because the unraveling of this MAGA administration, which has already been going on, but this might be expediting it very quickly because
You
it's
mean
such an unpopular stance.
they put Trump in to drain the swamp, find the pedophile ring, and to prevent Obama and Biden from taking all of your guns. And now he is the swamp. He is the pedophile, and he is
It's
trying to take your guns.
yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
telling you
Every
can't own a gun.
accusation is a fucking confession. Is that what you're saying?
Kinda.
Yeah, dude. No shit. It's
Uh,
insane.
Another thing is we saw Nicki Minaj, who's been riding very, very hard for Donald Trump, received a Trump gold card. So she was not she was a legal permanent resident. She's never actually been an American citizen. She's been on the campaign trail saying stupid shit. She is so weird.
She's not MAGA. She's MAGA.
You can think about whenever she was like, oh, JD Vance is an assassin, and said that to Erica Kirk. That was pretty cringe. A couple weeks after her husband was assassinated. But yeah, so I mean, everyone's been giving her shit. So she's married a registered sex offender pedophile dude. Like that is her husband. It's known. He's been Nicki Minaj's husband has been convicted of sexual assault on a minor, and he's a registered sex offender. He got arrested. He got arrested recently because he failed to register. Like he's a creep. She's always gotten shit for it. He's a scumbag. And they were always saying she's lobbying for a pardon because she wants to get her husband a pardon. And that's why she's doing all of this stuff. And now she just got legal permanent residency. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be shocked if you saw her husband get a pardon
Where
at
the
some
fuck
point.
is she from?
I think she's from Trinidad and Tobago, maybe.
Yeah.
I've never I liked Nicki Minaj when I didn't know who she was, but in the Drought 3, Lil Wayne would drop freestyles and talk about how he signed some girl named Nicki Minaj. And I was like, oh, who's that? And it was like, that was a bar. That's about the most I've ever liked her. Very obnoxious. And it's funny because a huge swath of her followers are LGBTQ plus. Very expressive, very about being out there, which is kind of her music. But in reality, it's like she kind of hates a lot of her fans. So that's how a lot of people are feeling. And she hasn't been dropping any music lately. She's kind of a clown show. And now she's, rubbed up next to Trump. She just did a speech, I think today. She's like,
She said, I'm going to protect him.
I don't know what to say. And you can't even see her face over the microphone. Like her BBL's blowing out. Looks like she's wearing a diaper 24/7. Like she's just a mess. But we saw this with Lil Pump. We've seen a lot of rappers who are on the fringe of their careers failing latch themselves on to Donald Trump to try to ride that grift. I mean,
Is Lil Pump alive?
I think so. We can't all be Forgiato Blow and just be, dropping MAGA bars for years. So you've seen a lot of people making that jump towards the end, um, recently over the past few years to try to like bring in new fans, get new people to listen to their music, get new people to support him.
I mean, Donald Trump hates his voters, so it's nothing new.
True. Um, but I thought that was very interesting because now she was given a Trump gold card, which to me just makes it sound really easy for like the cartel to come here. Like I don't think it
No,
takes that much effort for them to come. You just like give you $2 million for a card, and
I
then
thought it was five.
or maybe it's five. I thought I saw two today where it's like $2 million. He
Hey,
gave her one. She's very stoked about it, but cringe as hell, man. Super cringy AF. And then also another thing that's been coming out recently that and we'll get into articles, but Jizzy Lane Maxwell, who is, the accomplice convicted of crimes with Jeffrey Epstein, was in federal prison, was recently moved, interviewed by Trump's former personal defense attorney, who's now turned the deputy attorney general, um, has been releasing information. So it's come to light that she is somebody that is leaking this information. So the Trump letter, allegedly that information came from her with the shape of the woman's body.
the
Um, the
happy
birthday
birthday.
letter, like that, like she brought that to light. So then the estate found it, released it. So allegedly, what she's doing right now has been releasing drips and drabs of information surrounding this. She recently said that there are 4 to 5 co-conspirators that weren't prosecuted that were involved in the original Epstein trial and that sweetheart deal where none of them could be prosecuted and they were given immunity by Alex Acosta. Um, there's those 5, but then she says there's 25 to 30 more direct friends of Jeffrey Epstein who have not been indicted, not been questioned, left out, but have paid out settlements. There's people in his inner circle that have paid large lump sum settlements to victims but were never indicted, but have made payments to people in hush money payments. So that came out today, and what they're saying is she's about to go to trial to try to get either a pardon or get her conviction dropped. And they're saying that she's using this information that she has as a way to like not blackmail, but kind of like nudge him towards the edge of giving her what she wants because she is somebody who's not dead, who can spill the beans on him and a lot of people if that's the case. Um, so with her trial coming up, she's starting to saying some things again. And the last time, so that letter came out, and pretty quickly after that, I didn't even think about it on the timeline, but it makes sense that whenever that information came out and it dropped pretty much like the next day, within like 2 days, they were down there talking to her, and she got transferred to a different prison, to a minimal security prison from the prison she was in New York.
Now she has like a cat or a dog,
Yeah,
one or the
yeah.
other.
So now it's like it's something to keep an eye on. But if she does get a pardon, if she does get her conviction dropped, or what's it called, where like she gets
Commuted.
credit, yeah, communed. If that does happen, that just makes him look more fucking guilty. It's
Yeah, no
just
shit.
it's just to
Uh,
keep her from
p-
saying something.
every now and then I'll hear somebody be like, those like Greenland shit, and like he just said he's gonna bomb Iran if they don't do like a nuclear deal. It's like, meanwhile, we're not talking about the Epstein files, and they're still not released. And like my initial reaction is like, okay, but and then I'm like, yeah, maybe the Epstein files really are like that bad, like career ending for presidential ending, bad, and he's willing to fucking invade NATO allies to distract you from his involvement in a pedophile ring.
Yeah, well now there's an armada. An armada is on its way to Iran. They had enough time, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure we're gonna. He said that I guarantee we're gonna bomb the fuck out of Iran in the next week. By Sunday morning, we will have done some sort of military strike just to continue the news cycle, to keep deflecting and deflecting. It's crazy. This dude and these other people, in some ways, are doing all of this to distract from the fact that if everybody knew what the fuck they were doing in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, up to the 2020s, I mean, in some ways, in some way, shape, our world would never be the same. And they don't want it to change. So, it's like he's cool, but the old man on my street, he's like, oh, I've lived here since the 50s and this neighborhood's never changed and I love it. Like he holds on to it. Like he wants it to stay this way, right? And there's a lot of people who have a vested interest in keeping things the way they are, the status quo. And that's not necessarily the smartest thing. It's kind of shitty. And it doesn't matter if you're involved in that. You should be raked across the coals publicly, privately, and should be put in prison, period. It doesn't matter who you are, what you came from. Doesn't matter if it was Jesse Ventura. Not that he would do that. He's an American hero. But if Jesse was involved, Jesse needs to go down. It doesn't matter who it is. But they're all.
You tell me who's involved.
Yeah. I'm not on any list. The
Well,
list I was on was when
was
the
a hit list
Vietnam
that
was
I
the
had.
Vietnam register when they pulled my number. Then I became a frogman. Now
Then
I
I
live
had
in the
a
Baja.
hit list, and you know what it said? It said Charlie,
Yeah.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Charlie.
When I was on the Mekong Delta, all I had was my boys and my leather jacket that I wear every day, every time you see me. What's that one? John Fetterman's a poor man's version of me.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it. I've been working at it. I don't talk like Jesse, but
You tell me.
yeah, it's how he ends it. He gets real serious and to the point. What are they doing at DARPA? Are
We
they doing
already are a
scientific?
third world country.
And you can't talk like him without making your eyes bigger. Like,
Yeah.
what are they doing in this nuclear facility that they won't let me, an original frogman, into? I used to have.
You're the original?
He is. He's one of the original Navy SEALs.
Crazy.
That's what they weren't called Navy SEALs. They were called frogmen. So like they were like amphibious dudes in Vietnam. Like Jesse Ventura's literally killed people with his bare hands, and then he was world heavyweight champ, and then he was governor, and he was in, Predator. He fought a predator. He's in like.
Speaking of amphibian and reptiles, told the person in the hiccups twice a day that you called them reptilian, and they do now have beef with you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I told you they would because I
I know.
didn't because I
But
didn't.
they didn't listen, but then I told them.
Because I didn't. Because I was like, that's sketchy. Every day at the same time. Come on, man, get out of here.
And this person hates reptiles.
Sounds scaly to me.
Let's take a 5-minute break.
All right.
Recording stopped.
We'll be right back, y'all.
Recording in progress.
Alrighty.
And real quick, Alex Peretti. I forgot. It's Renee Good and Alex Peretti, the two people that were murdered by
I thought it was
police.
Rebecca. Is it Renee? Yeah, Renee.
Renee
Yeah.
Good and Alex Peretti. I knew it was Alex. I forgot how to pronounce his last name, so I didn't want to say it. But those are their names. Don't forget them. ICE is out there murdering people. Be safe out here in these streets. I digress. I'm pissed, dude. I'm fucking so pissed about this stuff. It's wild. Not to we'll get into the articles, but I was warning and talking about this to people and they were like, "Yeah, right." I was like, "They're deporting American citizens." No, they're not. I was like, "Yes, they are." I was like, "One of these days ICE is going to kill somebody and then you're going to be like, "Oh shit." And that happened like twice in a week and a half, like 2-3 weeks, and they were like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, I know. I think we both said it. Like on the podcast, we are saying like ICE is gonna kill somebody. That's gonna cause a protest. Then he's gonna try to hit us with the martial law, put the
That's what he
troops in,
wants.
or the Insurrection Act. It's like part of the playbook.
Yeah. You got to do the first two articles because they're on. Let me see if I can look them because you
All right.
Snapple News.
This is from Billboard. Exhibit's ex-wife sues over cannabis brand she says she built while he smoked marijuana constantly. This is by Rachel Sharf. Krista Joyner alleges the rapper and former Pimp My Ride host sold their business without her consent. Exhibit's ex-wife claims in a new lawsuit that the rapper illegally sold away their stake in a cannabis brand that she says she worked tirelessly to monetize while he was doing drugs and having an affair. Krista Joyner, who was married to Exhibit Alvin Joyner from 2014 to 2021, made the allegations in a Thursday, January 15th, civil complaint in California federal court. Krista and the former Pimp My Ride host are officially divorced, but still litigating the division of assets, meaning a restraining order prohibits them from selling joint property without each other's consent. Krista alleges Exhibit violated this restraining order by unilaterally selling their joint stake in the cannabis business Brass Knuckles, including three trademarks, for $724,000 in 2023. Krista got nothing from the sale and didn't even learn about it until a year later, the lawsuit claims. To this day, Krista Joyner has not consented to the sale of the Brass Knuckles brand, nor has she been asked by anyone for her consent to any sale or assignment of her community property interest, reads the lawsuit. Kristen Exhibit co-founded Brass Knuckles in 2016 and found immense success, according to the lawsuit, which claims the brand was valued at more than $100 million by 2018. Krista says that while Exhibit served as the public face of Brass Knuckles, she did all the hard work of managing employees, developing products, designing marketing strategies, and generating sales. Krista was instrumental in ensuring the operations of the brand began and continued smoothly, given that her then husband had no business experience other than as a rapper from the 1990s and a part time actor with a canceled show who smoked marijuana constantly and who had filed for bankruptcy twice, reads the lawsuit. What do you think? I mean, it keeps going, but um, Brass Knuckles, I've definitely heard of it. Well, okay, they co founded the brand. It was worth $100 million, and he sold off their shares for less than 1 million. Well, what's not adding up? Like, why was that? Like, where is it? I'm trying to do the math here, y'all. Unless did you co-found it with like 100 people, or did it was 2018? It was worth 100 million. Did it lose fucking 100% of its value? $728,000 you sold that shit for? 2016. I don't think they. No, I don't think they. I think it's both of their companies, and he. Nice, nice. Why? I mean, that's City Boys Up if it was a boy. City Boys Up. I didn't know that he. I didn't know that he was broke. He had hits. He had hits. Then he also had Pimp My Ride, which was like one of the biggest shows on TV when it was on. And then, th- and then Brass Knuckles is worth 100 million. No, I know. It's just so much money to blow. It worked. What do you mean? He fucked it up on the back end. It's not like the ventures seem like they worked. You can't just say that like you can't say like it would have been better if he kept doing music. It's like how he had a number like a hit show and a fucking nine-figure business. Pimp My Ride did not fail. The show got canceled. I mean, how much longer could you pimp someone's? I mean, the shit that they were doing was absurd. I feel like that show was on for too long. Disco Ball. Yeah, I didn't know that. It sounds like he wasn't involved at all. So how, well, my business guru, Prof G, talks about he's been rich 3 times because he went completely broke twice. Yeah. So sometimes you gotta go broke. Right. And he went broke because it's like it was the dot-com explosion and then the Great Recession. He just he had his shit too tied up in stocks. I mean, to me, like that is just like such a microcosm of Trump, where it's like, like the like complete opposite of a good businessman. If like you could just think of like what would that like analogy be? Or like it would be like, dude, someone who would bankrupt a casino. The house never, the house always wins, right? House always wins. Casinos print money. It's like impossible to lose at a casino if you're the house. And Trump did it 4 times. And sold the country on him being a good businessman. Is you bankrupted the one thing that it would be like a hard R retard would have a hard time doing, and you did it 4 times. Thank you. Just he sold it like right now, like when he was in 2023. Well, she didn't find out until 24. Okay. Uh, I no, I agree. But like at the same time, it's like if he wasn't allowed to do it while they're going through the divorce, then then it doesn't really matter. That's what they're. That's what it. She's just saying. Well, next article from The Athletic. This one is by
Dang.
Danny Alfonso. Former Olympian Ryan Wedding pleads not guilty to drug trafficking murder charges. Ryan Wedding, a former Olympic snowboarder who competed in the 2002 Winter Games, stood before a U.S. judge on Monday and pleaded not guilty to 17 felony counts tied to a sweeping criminal case that includes allegations of drug distribution, witness interference, and conspiracy to murder. The appearance marked Wedding's first time in an American courtroom in connection with the case since authorities took him into custody in Mexico last week. He was brought into Santa Ana courtroom in Orange County, California, under restraint, dressed in a tan jail uniform with chains secured around his ankles. U.S. Magistrate Judge John D. Early asked Wedding whether he had reviewed the 2 indictments filed against him. Wedding answered, "I've read them both, yes." Federal prosecutors first charged Wedding in 2024, accusing him of leading a wide-ranging criminal operation that included drug trafficking and murder. Authorities allege he ordered multiple killings tied to the drug trade, including the 2023 deaths of 2 members of a Canadian family following a stolen shipment. as well as a separate murder connected to an unpaid drug debt in 2024. The case expanded last year when prosecutors added allegations that Wedding arranged for the killing of a witness in Colombia in an effort to block his extradition to the United States. Wedding was arrested on Thursday in Mexico City and later transferred to the U.S. custody and flown to Southern California. At a Friday news conference in Ontario, California, FBI Director Kash Patel pointed to coordinated efforts across several countries to capture Wedding, describing him as one of the world's most wanted criminals. Last week, yeah.
Oh no, you're good. Keep going. I'll say they've been looking for this dude for a while.
Yeah. Last week, Mexican authorities said Wedding turned himself in at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City, bringing an end to a year-long pursuit involving law enforcement agencies from the United States, Mexico, Canada, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic. That account was challenged by Wedding's attorney, Anthony Colombo, who disputed the characterization of the arrest and said his client did not give himself up voluntarily. He didn't surrender. He was apprehended. He was arrested, Colombo said. Any spin that the government of Mexico is putting on this, that he surrendered, is inaccurate. Colombo suggested the wording may reflect broader diplomatic sensitivities, pointing to recent developments in U.S. foreign policy. I can understand, look, the Trump administration, with the apprehension of Venezuelan ousted President Nicolas Maduro, has made clear that we're in a bold new era with regard to international relations. So one can understand why that statement might have been put out, because if the U.S. government is unilaterally going into a sovereign country and apprehending somebody, you can understand the concern that that sovereign entity might have, but he was apprehended. Wedding was on the FBI's 10 most wanted list for allegedly running a transnational drug operation that funneled large amounts of cocaine into the U.S. and Canada. Authorities offered a $15 million reward for information leading to his arrest and conviction. Wedding, who represented his country at the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City and competed in the men's parallel giant slalom event, had been living in hiding in Mexico for over a decade, according to authorities. When asked about his client's state of mind, Colombo replied, "He's in good spirits. He's a strong, he's a former Olympic athlete, which obviously takes a lot of mental toughness to participate in those type of games and at a high level, so he's in good spirits." Patel had previously called Wedding a modern-day iteration of Pablo Escobar, and he was known to law enforcement by multiple aliases, including El Jefe, Giant, Public Enemy, James Conrad King, and Jesse King. Authorities said he built his criminal operation after being released from U.S. federal prison in 2011, where he had served time for cocaine trafficking. Dude, this guy's prolific. The judge ruled that Wedding must remain in custody. There's a presumption that the individual will flee given the nature of the charges and the potential penalty that they're facing. The government invoked that the provision within the law moved for detention. They filed a written motion to detain him without bond, Colombo said. All right. What do you think about this? How did this dude
They've
get
been
like?
looking for this dude for a while, so he's been like pretty legendary. And they've been looking for this fucking dude for
When
a
I first
grip.
heard about this, I was thinking like maybe like he met some people in Europe or something like at the Olympics and you got to connect. But it's no Salt Lake City.
Crazy. It's crazy that he's like an Olympian selling a bunch of coke. But yeah, I mean, it's nuts. I mean, he's pretty screwed. I mean, he's gonna get a long period of time. It's known that he's been doing this. It's pretty cut and dry that he was participating in this drug trafficking
Well,
ring.
he was in prison before for it, and he got out.
Exactly.
That's
Got
crazy.
out and then ran to Mexico. Like definitely, he's like more than likely a murderer. Done all
I was thinking
sorts
of like the
stuff.
movie, like Blow, but with him. It
But
seems so good.
it's wild that he's lasted this long in Mexico and they caught him. Like nobody like flipped on him for this long. It's pretty wild. That's a
I agree.
it's a down Canadian white boy running around Mexico like
Yeah,
pushing coke. That's fucking wild.
that's what I'm saying. The movie.
Oh, this will be a movie. This is
For
going to be
sure.
a movie at some point. There was also that there's a good documentary about a football player who was injured and was a coke dealer. It's Cocaine Quarterback. It's on Amazon.
Is that good?
One's pretty. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's pretty good, but a lot similar lines where it's like football athlete. Then at USC slowly becomes this like very well connected cocaine dealer. While attending school, not really a good player. I mean, he was good enough to make be on the USC football team during like peak USC times, but it was just like pushing coke like crazy, like selling all sorts of fucking drugs, getting all sorts of people involved and stuff. it's wild whenever you see it, the sports athletes. It's like they use their celebrity, they use that status as a way to get into rooms, and that's such a weird room to like go
Shout out Ramons Taylor,
to trip
allegedly.
to like make that transition and get out of it. Hey man, Ramons is doing like awesome work with kids and shit. Like
Oh, really?
oh yeah, he's got his football youth camps, flag football leagues. Like Ramons does amazing work with all these kids. So
Nice.
to see what he's been able to do, coming from what he did to where he allegedly to where he's at now, is pretty fucking awesome. Because he's definitely like give backs to the community. It didn't like lose his shine. There was a couple times where I played in some flag football tournaments in Austin and would bump into him and see him there, and it was just like the exact same, like just fucking great dude.
For the audience, Ramons Taylor was a running back at the University of Texas back when Vince Young was the quarterback and they were in the national championship
Scored a
versus
touchdown.
Matt Leinart, USC. That
He's-
like crazy game.
Yeah, he scored a touchdown in the championship game.
And
Ramon Taylor was Percy
we were like
Harvin.
homies with him, just because like our friends, in order to go to UT, had to go the summer session before freshman year. So like right when we graduated high school. So before I moved back to California, the homies were already going to college in Austin, and when we were in Dallas, and so we would go down there. And who was also at the school at the time were the football players. So our friends became friends with the football players, and that's how we met Ramons.
Yeah, they brought him up a couple times, like to South Lake, like over Christmas breaks. There's a couple parties, like house parties, where those guys were at. It was a good time. But no, it's shocking because you think Olympic athlete, this is you're set, and then to go that route, to take that pivot.
I mean,
It's
that's
like
not just like that's not like petty drug dealing though. Like this dude's
no,
like
no, no. That's like
they called him Hefe. They called
yeah,
him Giant.
giant because he's probably fucking huge. He's not like a small guy, but yeah, I mean that's a mad party boy, ski party boy vibes too. Like that's crazy. Like before he was an Olympic athlete, what was that dude like when he was like 15, 16? Snowboarding and shit and skiing in Canada. That dude was doing blow and was doing
No
crazy
skin.
crazy stuff to reach that point. I mean, there was had to be moments where it was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. And like, or someone tried to be like, hey, if you keep doing goofy stuff, like it just caught up with him. But it's wild that he hid in Mexico as long as he did. That's honestly impressive.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that's not cool, but that's cool as shit. Like to hide out in Mexico for 11 years. I'm a big white boy Canadian Olympic athlete, and I'm hiding in Mexico for over a decade, and I'm pushing coke. That sounds like a made up cartoon character.
On the FBI most wanted
I'm on the
list.
FBI's most wanted list. I'm an Olympic athlete, and I'm on the FBI's most wanted list. That's crazy. That beat you got OJ beat. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Straight
wild.
up.
Top 10's wild too. Every once in a while I'll check that to see like who's in the top 10 and what did they do. Right now it's all like crypto scam people. There's that one woman who's assumed to be dead allegedly, but nobody knows. She stole like billions of dollars of crypto and then vanished. I think it was like one coin or something like that. And then they found like her shoe or something by a cliff, like she might have jumped to kill herself, but no one knows where she is. She's on there. Warren Jeffs was on there. He was number 2 when Osama bin Laden was number 1. So it's a very exclusive list. Like it's the creme de la creme of criminals. So to be listed as a Canadian, to be listed on the FBI's most wanted list too, that's kind of tight. That might be the first Canadian.
And shout out to Canada, our number 1 international country. Shout out to your prime minister at Davos. His speech about hegemony and America, spot on. Shout out. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw some of the comments from it.
Mark Carney.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know what they just had. They just
Davos, bro. Davos.
Linked up with China.
Yeah, and then Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the UK, is going to China this week, I think. For the first time, a Prime Minister from the UK has gone to China since 2018. So
yeah, it's fine.
So Trump, yeah, dude,
we're fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
That's how fucking. That's how another like check mark of like how crazy is Trump? Canada and the UK would rather deal with China.
Yep. Article number 2. Bum, bum, bum. Immigration officials allow suspect in $100 million jewelry heist to self-deport, avoiding trial. And you know me. I love me a good jewelry heist. They let this dude fucking walk out. So this is from the Associated Press. It's from NBC News, but it's by the Associated Press. Federal immigration authorities allowed a suspect in a $100 million jewelry heist, believed to be the largest in U.S. history, to deport himself to South America in December. A move that stunned and upset prosecutors who were planning to try the case and send him to prison. Jensen Noel Priscilla Flores, one of the 7 people charged last year with stalking an armored truck in a rural freeway rest stop north of Los Angeles and stealing millions of dollars worth of diamonds, emeralds, gold, rubies, and designer watches. That's tight. See, if I get caught stealing a bunch of shit, then I'd be like, what did he steal? He stole diamonds, emeralds, gold, and rubies. Like, bro, that's some pirate shit. That's cool. Flores faced up to 15 years in federal prison if convicted on charges of conspiracy to commit theft from interstate and foreign shipment and theft from interstate and foreign shipment. So yeah, what? Charges of conspiracy to commit theft from interstate.
I think they're charging him with conspiracy and for the theft.
Oh, with the theft. Okay. I was like, damn, that just mashed up together. He pled not guilty to the charges. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement deported Flores in late December after he requested a voluntary departure. ICE did not immediately respond to an email seeking comment. Shocker. His attorney, John D. Robertson, motioned to dismiss the indictment against his client, asking for the charges to be permanently dropped and the case closed. Federal prosecutors opposed the motion and say they still hope to bring Flores to trial, asking for the charges to be dropped without prejudice to keep the door open for criminal prosecution in the future. Like, well, if he comes back, we want to try to stick it to him.
I wonder what the statute of limitations is on that.
I wonder if he has some of these rubies. If he's stashed this shit. He was charged. He wasn't in prison. He self-deported. Right? Think about that. So that means that they charged him, but it's not like he was sitting in federal prison. He put in a request
weird. What is
to
with
deport himself.
what is with justice in America nowadays, bro?
What a wild
Nothing makes sense.
You're about to go lock up for 15 years, and then you're just like, hold on, I'm going to fill out this voluntary deport. Let's see what happens. Like, yeah, get the hell out of here. Be like, oh, okay, shit. Like, that's crazy. That is like making up a fake doctor's note and getting out of class, and you know it's not going to work. It looks like shit. But now every teacher's a sub. Every teacher is a sub on their first day. So they're just like, yeah, checks out. Take it easy. And you're just like, oh, shit, that worked. I feel like it was that guy's response. Holy shit, that worked. He's never coming back. That dude disappeared. And if they didn't catch him, he pled not guilty, which means they didn't catch him with that shit. They just thought he did it. They're like, we think you did this, so we're gonna get enough evidence to prove that you did. We don't need the diamonds, right? This motherfucker you might be walking around. What about the other 7?
Or
the other 6?
Or he gave a couple rubies to the fucking
Christy Nome.
Yeah, somebody it was like, here, let me get the fuck out of here.
Here, give this large diamond to Stephen Miller.
Give the gold ones to Trump.
Stephen Miller's like Jafar. He just needs that one ruby to put, and then he can like do his weird shit and like see the future through the sand. Not enough people talk about that. Jafar had magical powers before he was a genie, which is tight as fuck. But yeah,
I played Jafar in a play when we were in 5th grade. Not enough people talk about that.
There's that part though in the beginning when he's like watching Aladdin like a creeper through like that sand thing or whatever, and he sees him like walking through the sandstorm, and he's like watching him from afar, but he's using some sort of magic, dude. Jafar is magic. Jafar's tight. Low key, like I think Jafar was bisexual, but he was still cool.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely bisexual, but he was cool as fuck. He had a cane. Cool, his colors.
Well,
are cool.
all Disney villains. What do you mean bisexual? I think all Disney villains, if you notice, are like gay.
Well, the voice of Jafar and Scar are the same person too. They're basically the same character, and like style, colors, how they act. They're like the exact same character. Because Scar,
Scar's a Nazi.
little weird.
Though.
He was trying, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the goose stepping hyenas was a big red flag, and he's just
But
like,
did you see Bovino was an extra? He was one of the hyenas.
oh, he was.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought he was
yeah.
Eddie. He was
He's
Eddie,
the one with
the stupid
the
one.
goofy ass coat and the scarf,
Yeah. It's. Oh, okay. I thought you meant.
the hair gel.
Oh, okay. I thought he was Eddie, the real
Yeah,
stupid
the
hyena.
fascist chic hair.
Yeah. I call it Nazi hyena chic. Ooh, that's pretty good. High Nazi chic.
High.
Despite Flores being a lawful permanent resident like Nicki Minaj used to be and released on bail, he was taken into custody by ICE in September, according to the filings of his defense attorneys. So he was charged, released on bail, and then scooped up by ICE, and then ICE, they're so stupid they let him go. This is a prosecutors say they were unaware of Flores had an immigration detainer. This is a violation of his criminal prosecution rights and warrants his case get dismissed, Robertson said in his motion. So basically, he was out on bail and they picked him back up. And he's like, yeah, you can't do that. That's why you got to drop the charges.
Crazy.
Prosecutors are supposed to allow civil immigration process to play out independently while criminal charges are pending. Federal prosecutors wrote in their motion to oppose the dismissal. This is exactly what they did in this case, unwittingly to defendant's benefit in that he will now avoid trial and any potential conviction and sentence unless he returns to the United States. He's never coming back. What happened to Flores is extremely unusual, especially in a case of this significance, former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson said. Ordinarily, if a criminal defendant had immigration proceedings against them, which is common, immigration officials would inform the prosecutors what was happening. In minor cases, a defendant can sometimes choose to self-deport in lieu of prosecution. Don't think this is a small one. It's just beyond me how they would deport him without the prosecutors being in on the conversation. This is really was the left hand not knowing what the right hand was doing. The jewelers who were stolen from are also demanding answers. When a defendant in a major federal case leaves the country before trial, victims are left without answers. See, they don't have their shit. Without a verdict and without closure. Jerry Knoll, the attorney for the jewelry company, said the infamous jewelry heist unfolded in July 2022 after suspects scouted the Brinks tractor trailer, leaving in an international jewelry show near San Francisco with dozens of bags of jewels. According to the indictment, while the victims reported more than $100 million in losses, Brinks said the items were stolen were less than 10. Shady. Fucking jewelers. A lawsuit was filed by the Brinks security company, said one of the drivers was asleep inside the big rig and that the other was getting food inside the rest stop when the thieves broke in.
Dude, I didn't know it was that easy.
That's crazy. It's just that easy. In the words of Cordero Patterson, there's this really bad NFL commercial back in the day, and Cordero Patterson's a G, but he just sounds stupid. Like when he talks, you're just like, ugh. And there's a commercial they had him on, and they're like, man, Cordell, you do that? How do you do that? And he literally like, I did that easy, like just like that. So whenever it's like it's just that easy, I'm like, I think about Cordell Patterson. It did that easy. This is stupid. I love that he escaped. I love that nobody got hurt. I hope he has all of the fucking jewels and is hiding out in some Argentinian
is that where he's from?
I don't know, South America. They don't even know where he went. He's just in South America. That's so left open. Like if you could hide in South America and he's got a bag of jewels, you're either gonna see him like become the next El Jefe, or we're gonna see this dude like show up dead in like 6 months because someone's gonna like realize this fucking crazy dude's walking around with a bag of jewels. If you know his name, you're like, that's the dude who's got all those jewels. Like he's kind of.
He probably got rid of the jewels before he bounced. You want to cash the jewels in America.
Yeah, but if you already got scooped up and you had him, he might just be sitting on them. But he was in ICE detention, so self-deport. So maybe he didn't. So maybe like his girl or somebody's like got him and is hiding him, and then he'll meet him in South America.
Well, self-deport probably means like they let him go home and get his shit and leave, and then they'll come back in a week and he's not gone.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Otherwise they're deporting him.
Yeah,
It's like then it's not a self-deport.
but you can tell that they did not get their shit back by that
Oh, yeah.
answer. We have no
Yeah.
answers. There's victims left.
Because it's these fucking quotas that Stephen, that Santa Monica fascist Stephen Miller has. So when the guy's like, yeah, I'll fill out the self-deport, they're like, boom, sick, check it, that's it, that's the number, and they're so excited to like get him out of here that they didn't even think about, is this dude on trial for $100 million jewel heist?
Well, they had to have known because that's why they picked him up.
Then I
They
feel like
picked
that's
him
something.
back up because he
I
had
feel like that's
criminal
something that would
charges.
happen to me. That would happen to me. Like where like you're just fucked, and then it's like, oh, what if I just did?
Can I just leave? Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's way easier. Bye, man. Yeah, yeah. Do you need a ride to your house? Get your shit. Are you good? Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. We appreciate you, man. You're just doing us a favor. Thanks. Madness.
Just gotta ask.
Last article. Ray J's dying, y'all.
Crazy.
Star.
Have you seen the
Star
hold
of
on.
Moesha.
Have you seen the video of Vince Staples talking about it, Ray J? That
Maybe.
Ray J's never taken an L.
Yeah.
That we owe everything to Ray J. He's like, do you like VH1? Ray J.
Raycon but earbuds? Ray J.
And then yeah, he had like a 6 different like he broke it down. He's like, after what Fabulous did to Ray J, he never recovered. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, but Ray J's dying, y'all. Ray J shares his heart is only beating at 25% after a near fatal hospitalization. Ray J has said his heart is only beating at 20%. He said he almost died while hospitaled with severe pneumonia in January. And it starts off, Ray J is on the mend. The sexy Can-I singer opened up about his recent hospitalization with pneumonia, sharing an update on his current condition. My heart's only beating at 25%, but as long as I stay focused and stay on the right path, everything will be all right. My health is not okay. So I thank everybody for supporting and praying for me through everything I've been in the hospital. Also thanking fans for their support through his medical ordeal. The 45-year-old added the caption to the post, just almost died. I'm alive because of your prayers. This includes his older sister Brandy, as well as Love Cabin castmate Shyla Hansoff, who said Ray J was sitting in the fucking hospital just watching me be sick. Ray J said she was sitting in the hospital watching him be sick. There's a few people that's helped me kind of survive this. I love you, Sheila. But this was not Ray J's first bout with pneumonia. He also sought treatment for a lung infection because of COVID in 2021. I thought it was over. He told TMZ, explaining how he shared a hospital ring with COVID-19 patients despite testing negative for the respiratory virus. I started praying and knew God is good, so I just kept praying. He also recently got in trouble because he pulled a gun out on his wife, Princess, his fiance from Love and Hip Hop. He did get in trouble for like whipping out a gun on her like months ago, so it's pretty crazy that I was in the hospital with pneumonia again. The on-again, off-again couple announced their separation in 2024 after their previous divorce filing dismissed by the court. After much reflection and discussion and counseling, we have come to the difficult realization that our paths have diverted. Man, this is totally written by a great PR person. And it is the best interest of both parties for us to part ways, Princess told People in a statement. We want to reassure you that this decision was made thoughtfully and with mutual respect and consideration for the other's well-being. She added, while our relationship as spouses may be coming to an end, we remain committed to co-parenting our children and maintaining a positive and supportive dynamic. And then he like whipped out a gun on her. It's kind of crazy. I always loved that Ray J's name on Moesha was just Ray J. So Brandy went by Moesha, but his name was just Ray J. Like he's just always been Ray J, and I've always thoroughly enjoyed that. He's just like, no, that's my name.
I mean, he's the only pop star that I've ever seen have sex multiple times.
True. Very true.
Just because I had the Ray J Kim K sex tape DVD from the Playboy Mansion swag bag on my coffee table.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. And then when people would come over, I'd be like, have you seen the Kim K Ray J sex tape? Oh, let me put it on.
I have it right
Similar to
here.
like when we were in seventh grade and people would come over and be like, "Have you seen 2G1C?" Let me put it on.
Like, is that a good song? Was that a music video or?
No, 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 no. It's going to cost you money in therapy for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's gonna change. You won't be the same after the
No.
sleepover.
But Kim K saying, "Oh, Ray J. Oh, Ray J." Like lives rent free in my brain.
Weird, but okay. I could.
It's just so funny, dude.
Well, and
And
he's
and
in
that she's calling him
litigation.
Ray J,
Yeah,
like just
there.
like you said, he's always been Ray J.
Yeah,
Even in the Kim K sex
even
tape,
when he's
he's Ray J.
cracking it, he's just Ray J. Just call me Ray J. Hi, I'm Ray J, but everybody calls me Ray J. So if you were like, "Hey Ray," he'd be like, "No, I ain't listening to that. Where's the J? Don't forget the J, bitch."
Yeah, it's like we see
Super,
that baby. Don't forget the baby.
super crazy, but he's in litigation with the Kardashians about a settlement over that sex tape. There's all sorts of controversy about them, and they always say that like Ray J has all this information that could tear them down because it wasn't like leaked. They were all in on it, and it was a big
I
thing.
think we all
So
know that.
I know, but now they're in like
They
court.
gave it away at the Playboy Mansion. Why were they giving it away? It was because it was the same. It was December, and it was the month that Kim was on the cover of Playboy. So it's like she's obviously in on it.
Yeah, obviously, and that's what he's always said from the beginning. And they got mad about it, and now it's like come out that yeah, Kris Jenner is just like weird and like whoring out her kids, and totally was fucking OJ. But she gets shout out OJ, R.I.P. But
No, no.
whatever. We found out this year that he's involved in a coke ring, that he was allegedly involved in a coke distribution ring. We talked about it on the pod where
I mean, I believe that, but
OJ was slanging
OJ's.
white, bro.
If there's gonna be a black guy on the Epstein files, is it not gonna be OJ?
It's gonna be like Cuba Gooding Jr. It's gonna be something or someone weird like not
Herman
to put
Cain.
yeah. Oh, Herman Cain was like, I'll bring the pizzas. We're like, oh, gross, Herman, get the fuck out of here.
What's his name?
Ben Carson.
Yeah.
It's like I got good hands. Like, oh, gross, Ben, get out of here. You're fucking weird. Yeah, it'd be someone random. Not to put. I don't think he would do that, but it'd be like Lawrence Fishburne. It'd be some like black dude you wouldn't expect that you're like, oh yeah, he's in a lot of shit. It wouldn't
Morgan
be like
Freeman.
no. Morgan's way too. You could maybe catch
Dude,
Morgan
Noam Chomsky was on the motherfucking plane. You know how bad that hurt? I gotta like you're saying like the worst person that ICE could have like
I told you that he was
killed.
on that shit
Like
too. I told you he was all over
I
it. And
know,
you were like,
but to
no,
me,
that's my boy.
I know, but I don't think he was. He's on the plane. I don't know if he was at the island.
He was. There's pictures of him chopping it up with people. But that's also like proximity to power. So what I will say is there are people that are involved or were at the island because he would host like galas and fundraising events, and it was like.
But it's like Noam Chomsky is like the dude who like exposes like the shit like this, and then he's like the one guy that shouldn't be even talking to these people.
Like they said that there was I mean, I don't think it was Bill Gates, but somebody who has been there for those events, like fundraising.
Bill
events.
Gates has.
Well, no, Bill Gates has, but I'm saying someone made comments where they were like, no, but like he would have people, and it was like we'd all be discussing stuff that would be like relevant, and his commentary, his ads, it was like he was just happy to be there in the room with us talking about all these important things. He never contributed anything, and he would always try to divert the conversation to something weird or different. So it's not like, like if Bill Gates, Noam Chomsky, and like three other people and Stephen Hawking are sitting there talking about like geopolitics or something like that, like he would be involved in that conversation and he'd have nothing to add. And
Stephen Hawking, that wasn't actually there. That was all
I know,
hoax.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just smart people. I'm just
throwing. But no, I know what you're saying. I forget who it was, but it was like one of these CEOs, like one of these rich dudes, and they got invited to the island, and he went there with his wife. First of all, he didn't get the memo. You don't bring the wifey to the Epstein Island.
Yeah.
But like they both, when they walk in, they're like, "This is fucking weird," and they left, and then never like talked to him again. And it was like, yeah, that is like the normal reaction. you get invited to the island, but then meanwhile these other dudes are like, going back. They're like emailing him for like dating advice.
Or to be like Chris Tucker, because Chris Tucker is like didn't do any of the Friday movies because he's like, I'm not like that anymore. I don't do the weed jokes, and he's like gone full straight edge. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe,
Or Diddy. Diddy's just sitting there.
yeah, did he?
But yeah, I think they're rival sex offenders from
Yeah,
New York. Except for you would think Trump would be too. So
no, but he was buds
yeah.
with Epstein. So I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know how we got on the topic of Epstein, but yeah, I mean, apparently he would just be involved and have these smart people around and just contribute nothing and just make stupid comments, and they were all kind of like this fucking kid, where he's like, oh, I'm having a big house party. Please come to my house party, so everybody shows up. But it's like, damn it, the guy who's like throwing the party is like the biggest tool here. So it's like we all want to hang out with each other, not necessarily him, but we have to because we're at his house. I feel like it gives, for some of them, it gives off those vibes mega.
Or it's like you see who's on the guest list. And you're like, oh, they're going, I'll go.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, but like, like Richard Branson. I'm like, yeah, he's a perv. Like, what are you talking about?
He's got an island.
Yeah, he's got an island in close proximity to him. Like they're not, like, they can see each other's islands. Like, but yeah, y'all pray for Ray J. He out there struggling.
He says, yeah, he only has 25% of his heart because he did drugs and alcohol. That's crazy.
Yeah, Adderall. He's like, I drank too much. I did too much Adderall. He said like part of his heart's black. He was like, I have like a portion of my heart that's like black now because I've just like beat the shit out of it. Which I mean, I appreciate the honesty. If that is what caused it, I do think whenever people go through something like that, like I've always, when someone's like, "Oh, I don't drink anymore," and you're like, "Well, why?" And it's like, "Hey, if I drink like I used to drink, like I'm gonna die." Like I've been drinking so much, like someone who's on the early onsets of like cirrhosis or something. I think it's good for those people to share their stories so people are aware of it. So I do got to give Ray J props for being like, no, like his quote was, "I fucked up." That's what he said.
But
like,
how did Adderall catch a stray?
well, how? But
is he putting that shit on meth? Like, I mean, come on.
But I mean, if you're
they give that shit to like sixth graders, and his heart's black.
Yeah, but I mean, to say that he's using it to focus, or is he abusing Adderall? That's the thing. Like, yeah, anything's like anything in excess can be bad.
I know, but
you can eat too much lettuce and die. You could drink too much water and die. Like, there's lots of. But if he was doing it and like drinking all the time and popping Adderalls to stay up and partying for days at a time, and he's been doing that. He's 45 now. Let's say he's been doing that since he was 25 or even 30, 15 years of like heavy partying, drugs, Adderall. And he separates it. He says Adderall like separate. He's like, I was drinking a lot, doing drugs, and I was fucked up on that and taking a lot of Adderall. That's how I know you were doing a lot. You separated it from the drugs. Because you could be like, oh, I did a lot of drugs and drinking. Oh, what drugs? What? Adderall, blah, blah, blah. But you're like, no, I did a lot of drugs, a lot of drinking, a shit ton of Adderall. But that means like you were doing a lot. But I appreciate his honesty. He's my favorite out of the group after Brandy killed that lady driving. Yeah. I'm just being honest, dude. Brandy killed somebody and disappeared for a long time. It was like, we all remember what you did last summer. What are you talking about? You were in I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Still Know. And you should have been in the third one and the fourth one and the fifth one. What are we talking about? Like, you killed somebody last summer, dude. With a car. That's crazy. That's actually crazy ironic that's how it happened. You were in the second movie, but the plot of the first movie is what killed your singing career. But Ray J crushed it, and Raycon. So he's made tons of money. Like,
I actually think he's gonna recover.
He will. I think it's all dramatics, drama for clicks.
He said 2026 is a wrap for me. That's what he said.
He said 2027. He was like 2027. Like, I'll be dead in 2027. But yeah, I think he'll rebound. I mean, it's for clicks, and obviously, like I said, he's in litigation with the Kardashians about the sex tape right now, and he's in legal trouble because he pulled a wife on his.
He pulled a wife.
He pulled a gun on his ex-wife, Princess. So he's got his own thing. So this is kind of, this is his Iran. This is his Greenland. This is his ICE agent. He's out there, like, oh,
distracting.
My heart. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's true, but you know, it doesn't. You can get a little sympathy nod. Because right now we're talking about him almost dying, and not that he like pulled a gun on the wife of his kids. So you know, and
Well,
normally
was he a registered gun owner? You know what I'm saying? What did she say? I
I
was
don't know.
kidding.
I don't know. Yeah. What'd she do to make him?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's got
I
to be more.
want to
There's
hear the
got
other
to be
side of the
more to
story.
it. And I did
Yeah.
that with the exhibit story, but that's just because nah, man. Like that's like you get caught doing that. There's way more to that story than meets the eye because it's just the time's too long. Now I want my money back. Like, okay, bitch. Like, what are we talking about? Took you that long to figure it out? Were you self-representing yourself against exhibit in divorce court? Where we didn't have discovery, we didn't get like financial records. You weren't like,
Well, no, they
hey, I
started.
own half of that.
They got into divorce court, or they filed in 21 or 22. He sold the shit in 24. She didn't find out till 25.
When was the divorce final?
It's not final.
You're still in divorce for.
They're still like dividing up the assets, and so therefore
Oh my
he's not
god,
allowed to
that is
sell
a
any of his
night.
assets.
That is a nightmare. I can see. So like my dad, you know, he's been married several times, and when they get divorced, when he's been
What's
divorced.
several? More than 3?
Oh yeah.
More
Yeah.
than 4?
Um.
What?
Yeah. And he's funny because whenever it's happened, he's just like, "What do you want to go away?" Like that's his whole basis is like, "I just want this person out of my life." So if it's the house, just take it.
Why is he getting married?
He's not dragging it on for 5-6 years dividing assets. He's like, all right, you can keep that Lexus, you can keep that house. Like, what do we have to do to get this over and fucking done with? That's always been his approach, and I've always respected it because he's just like, I just want to be done with it.
I respect it if it's once.
He's out there hustling, dude.
It's not hustling.
The J Dub hug,
There's
dude.
nothing wrong with having a long-term girlfriend and then giving her a Lexus to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't disagree, but yeah, he's always been like, yeah, whatever, get out. What do you want? Okay, bye. Like, I appreciate that rather than dragging it out, battling it out, making it ugly. He's just very like,
Did you ever call any of his wife's mom?
fuck no. I mean, besides my mom, no, they were all my stepmom now. She's the shit. They've been married for fucking over 20 years now, so they're awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been together for
Oh,
a
I
long
thought this
time.
was like an ongoing thing.
No, it used to be. But you know, she's outlasted them all. She's great. They're great together. But yeah, dragging it out 5-6 years, that's just nasty. It gets messy as fuck. Like that's so messy. Just like, what do you want? Here, take it. Go away. Bye.
And I'll tell you what we want. We want prenup. We want prenup. And that is the black person you would find at Epstein's Island, Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
Meditate, bitches.
Oh, so you got nothing else? Okay. Well, make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, share, whatevers. We always appreciate you guys checking us out. Fuck ICE. Watch out for ICE agents. They're everywhere. Where are your papers? We've got a Gestapo just running around, pretty wild. What's also crazy is there's like 5 times the amount of illegal aliens in the state of Texas, and the only reason that Trump's not fucking with Texas is because Texas voted for Trump. So if you didn't vote for
You
Trump,
don't say.
if you didn't vote for Trump, there might be an ICE agent near you soon. But if you're in a red state that's back asswards, is pushing to read the Bible in class, that is the next step in Texas right now. They are pushing to have a Bible study class in every public school. No questions asked. Everybody has to take it, which is a nightmare. Have your future be dictated on how you take on tests based off of religious beliefs you don't have. That makes lots of sense. In a public school, if you go to like SMU or something, you have to take some theology class or some shit. But you know that. But like in a public school, that's wild. But yeah, you know, no ICE in Texas. Make that make sense.
They did go to New Orleans, but that's because the fucking governor of Louisiana, or it wasn't ICE, it was the National Guard, I think.
Yeah, after they were like, somebody who has a year-round tan drove a car into people. Actually, I think that guy.
Well, I think it's just, you know, black people live in New Orleans.
No, it's true. It's true. There are a lot of black people. That is true. No, black people. You're right. I should move. Um, I thought I felt out of place. No, but
Speaking
y'all.
of Kanye,
Yeah.
you know, George
But-
Bush hates black people.
But y'all. Oh, Mike Myers. But no, we appreciate you guys checking us out. Y'all just be good, be safe, stay out of trouble. And as always, well, fuck yourself.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.